What's going on, guys? Vulkan here, and today we have a big chunk of information about the Outriders demo. So up until this point, we really didn't know anything about the demo other than we knew one was coming and we knew that progress would carry over from the demo into the full game. So today, the developers dropped an everything you need to know about the demo FAQ out on Reddit, link in the description below. Now, I'm going to be going through this kind of line by line, talking about the kind of key things that you need to know, as well as giving you guys some input from someone who's played the game and what to expect. So let's go ahead and let's get started. But one more thing before we actually jump in. After we go through the FAQ, I'm also going to talk about two other tools you really probably need to know about going into the demo and the full Outriders game. So one is going to be a build tool. You can go out here and have the full skill trees and kind of build out your Outrider ahead of time. That way you have a good kind of image of where you want to go and what you want to chase after for each class. The other thing is a resource guide that shows all of the weapon types and what to expect on those weapons as we move into the demo. So let's go ahead and let's get started. First thing up, this is a demo. It's not a beta. It's not going to be a, it's here one day, gone the next. This is a persistent thing. It's going to be here before launch and after launch. So if you're introducing your friend to Outriders and they are kind of non-committal, I don't know if I want to play that, tell them there's a demo. Go play it. You're going to have a good time. Check it out. Figure out if this is something that you really want to invest in or not. And it's entirely free, which is great. You don't have to purchase, you don't have to pre-order in order to access the demo. You can just go out to the store as long as you have a PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live subscription, something like that, and go out and try it. The demo is also going to release at one single release time globally. Now there's an image up that shows all different time zones with all the different times the demo is launching. So be sure to figure out what time zone you're in and plan accordingly. Now the demo is going to be available on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and you can also Steam and stream it with NVIDIA GeForce Now. Now the download size for the demo is going to be a minimum of 24 gigs for PC and 22 gigs for consoles. It could go higher depending on decompression, but for now, plan accordingly. Preloading is not available. Crossplay will be in there, but it's going to be in beta form, so you're going to need to manually turn it on in your settings, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Please submit any feedback that you find with this if something's not working correctly. That way they can get it buttoned up before launch. Also, they plug their own Discord in here. If you want to stop by the Outriders Discord, they're going to have a looking for group voice channel in case you want to party up with somebody. My Discord will also be doing that, so if you kind of want to party up with the Vulkan community, please feel free to stop by. We'd love to have you, and you can kind of get a group together and go run through some stuff. So the demo is going to include the game's prologue and opening chapter. So all of the gear, enemies, all that stuff is going to be very early game, but it'll give you a taste of what to expect, but you're not going to be able to find any sort of like hardcore exotics, legendaries, things like that. So please go in with the proper expectations. Don't expect to run end game and get this whole hardcore character built out, because remember, you're going to be carrying this progress over. So this is going to be the character you're going to push into the full game. Now the demo is going to end with a boss battle with Goss. Now Goss is your typical kind of first act boss battle. He is going to have some kind of interesting mechanic, and he's also just a good check on playing the game strategically a little bit. So using cover, doing damage outside of cover, being able to move, dodge, all that stuff. Like I said, tutorial boss, but it's a fun fight regardless. Now after you defeat Goss, you can actually go back and explore the world. Some new side missions open up and you can continue playing the game. So the demo is going to include all 4 classes and 6 character slots. That way you can try out everything, get all of your characters set up, ready to rock for full release. And your characters are going to be capped at level 7. Now, this is going to allow you to earn your 4th class ability, and you'll be able to mix and match your active skills in the demo, which will be good because you can hold 3 skills at any one time. So this will give you a 4th skill that you can then kind of mix and match with. Now, this will also allow you to earn 2 skill points you can apply to your skill tree. Now, this is something I'm kind of bummed out about because skill points, I think the skill trees in Outriders are something that really a lot of people have been looking forward to in terms of a looter shooter that actually gives you a tree that you can build out. And unfortunately, 2 skill points isn't going to really give you a great first taste of what the skill trees are. Sure, you can obviously explore them, go through them, look at all the different nodes and all of that, but unfortunately, you're not even going to be able to reach the first major node for the skill tree. You're only going to be able to hit 2 minor nodes, and then that's it. So I really wish they would have given us 3 nodes to at least get one of those major nodes so we can kind of tinker with that a little bit. But again, this is a demo. It's not going away. It's not anything like that. So it's a little bit of a miss in my opinion. So in the demo, you're going to be able to progress to World Tier 5. Now, World Tiers are Outriders' dynamic difficulty system. Now, this is a fancy thing for saying if you're blowing through the game, it's going to crank the difficulty as you're playing. That way it continues to give you a challenge. If you're getting completely blown out and you keep dying, it's going to lower the difficulty. That way you can keep progressing. So at level 5, they mentioned that your chance for higher rarity gear is increased, but the drop chance for legendary gear is still extremely low. So you might see some legendaries in the demo, but it's going to be very rare. So that's something to keep an eye on, and once again, manage your expectations accordingly. So in Outriders, there's a crafting system, and this crafting system allows you to manage your weapons, change things, change variants, swap mods, do all of this other really cool stuff. Crafting will not be available in the demo because we have not reached the point in the game where crafting becomes available. So you can go out and you can go farm resources, you can get all the different ores, you can get iron bars, things like that, and you can kind of hoard those things so that way when release hits, you'll have this huge kind of backlog of crafting materials, but you will not be able to craft in the demo. So this is a very, very important thing to note. You will be able to transfer your progress, right? We're talking about transferring your progress from the demo to the main game on the same platform. So for instance, progress will not transfer between the demo on Steam and the full game on the Epic Store. So if you play on one or the other, you have to stay on that platform or else you're not going to be able to transfer your characters and you're going to have to start all the way over. So that wraps up the demo FAQ, guys, and honestly, I think this is a good kind of taste of Outriders and what to expect. You're going to get to level 7 out of 30. You're going to be able to backlog a bunch of resources. I do wish we got to use the crafting system a little bit. I think that's a big kind of key thing for Outriders. The crafting system really kind of makes the game a little bit. It's a big core component. So I really wish we would have gotten access to that. And then the 2 skill points is a little bit of a bummer. I do wish we had gotten 3. That way we could access one of the major nodes and at least kind of see how that impacts the builds, especially in early game. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's move into the 2 other resources I want to talk to you guys about really quick, and then we'll wrap this one up. So both these links are in the description below, but somebody went out here and they created a really great build calculator, a build tool for Outriders. So up here at the top, you can select your class, Trickster, Pyromancer, Devastator, Technomancer, and then you can go through and click on all these different things here. Now, obviously there's some stuff that's going to be missing just because obviously we're still working through things and trying to learn all of the different nodes that are on all of these trees, but at least you can go out and kind of build things around a little bit. And then as you move down here, you can see, okay, so here's how much armor we have, damage against enemies below 30% health, damage against frozen, all of our stats. And then we have our major kind of nodes over here. Activating a gadget skill increases weapon damage and anomaly power. Every time freeze is applied to an enemy, vulnerable is applied as well. Increases all healing done. Upon losing all health, you have a second chance. So you can go up here and see, okay, that's Overclock, Doctor of Medicine, we have Exposing Frost, and it looks like it highlights it as well. So you see it highlights a little bit down here. Pretty cool. And then down here on the bottom, you can see all the different skills, Blighted Rounds, Blighted Turret, Cryo. Then there's a DPS calculator, so you can see your, clip size, your RPM, and all that fun stuff if you want to tinker with that a little bit. So this is a really cool tool. I know a lot of people are going out and kind of making builds ahead of time. That way they can hit the ground running. And I think after the demo, this is going to be incredibly polished because we're going to have access to everything in terms of skill trees. That way we can go through and true up all of these nodes, and you can make your build ahead of time. That way when the game fully launches, you can hit the ground running and just blast in game and start working on those dungeons. So cool stuff out here. Like I said, links in the description below. Now the other thing we have here is this spreadsheet that somebody put together. I have no idea who, but pretty cool stuff. It goes through and it shows all the different weapon types that are available. So you have assault rifles, assault rifle, light machine gun, double gun, SMG, and you can go through and take a look at, okay, so Here's the accelerating variant, and here's the fire mode, it's a burst mode. Here's the RPM, clip size. And so you can kind of see, okay, I want to go through and I want to grab a double gun demolisher variant because it's full auto, or maybe I want to look at a light machine gun variant because I really like the RPM and the clip size because I'm more of like a light machine gun type of person. So cool stuff out here, but again, it really lets you kind of take a look at what you want to build around, what you want to look for ahead of time. There's also long range rifles out here. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit more. There's long range rifles out here. These are bolt actions. These are DMRs. These are automatic sniper rifles. So you have all sorts of kind of cool stuff that you can go out and take a look at. And then we have shotguns. And we have our secondaries for our revolvers and our regular kind of pistols here. So like I said, links in the description below, but this stuff is really good to kind of go through ahead of time. That way you can really build out your character, know what you're looking for, and hit the ground running. Now, there's not as much sense of urgency because the demo is going to be up from the 25th all the way to launch and through launch. So you're not going to have to, manage your time well or anything like that. But for those of you who, like myself, recently started a family and you only have a very short period of time to play each day, knowing what you want to do ahead of time, being able to plan that out is going to be extremely valuable. So anyway, guys, I want to hear from you. What do you guys think so far about the demo? What do you think about these two resources as well as the build tool? I want to hear from you guys. And again, thank you guys so much for all the support while I've been gone. It's been 16 days since my last video I actually created. So it was a great time off, but I'm glad I'm back in the studio, able to create more content for you guys. And I think we have a great game on our hands coming up. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you for all the support. This has been Vulkan, and I will see you guys later.